This is the plaintiff, Daryl Giuliano. She says the defendants rented a laundromat from her and basically got in over their heads. They were naive enough to think it would just run itself, and basically they just ran it into the ground. They broke their lease, owe her for back rent, utilities, and snow removal. And since business is business, she's suing for the $2,830.71 she's due. These are the defendants, Julio Lopez and Tom Couchman. They say there was a leak in the roof of the laundromat and the plaintiff never addressed it. Over time, it got so bad they needed a 50-gallon garbage can to catch the water that poured in. They say they don't owe the plaintiff a thing because she misled them about the condition of the laundromat and the costs to run it. They're accused of taking their landlord to the cleaners.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff claims the defendant ran her laundromat into the ground, but the defendant claims the joint leaked like a mother, and that's why it failed. It's the case of Tiny Bubbles Make Me Sue.
Thank you, Douglas. Vodar Properties Incorporated, represented here by Daryl Giuliano.
Yes.
Okay, you're the owner?
Yes, I am.
You are suing Julio Lopez and Tom Couchman and their company. You've asked us not to mention the company name, and we'll respect that, for $2,830.71 in rent and electrical bills for both that company as well as another place they were renting from you for a business that didn't do so well. Tell me what's going on.
Well, in July, Tom and Julio began renting another piece of my property. I have commercial property in Wappingers Falls that encompasses several buildings. They opened a shop in August.
The next month?
The next month, I have another piece of my property that became available for rent, a laundromat, which was a laundromat, has been since 1986. At the beginning of September, middle part of September, I was approached by Tom in regards to them renting that piece of property also. So he began renting for 6 months.
Starting when?
October 1st.
Okay, so they take over the one property in July, they take over the next property in October.
That is
that
correct.
business was a laundromat. And
Yes.
they sign a lease. Do you have a copy of the lease?
Yes, I do.
All right, and they pay the first few months, but then what goes wrong?
I received a phone call from them on January 29th in regards to a leak in the ceiling in the laundromat. I believe that was a Saturday. I go to the property on Monday the 31st. The doors are locked to the laundromat, and it's open 7 days a week. Locked. So I call Tom on the phone. I says, I'm here. He says, we've shut down the business. We're not running the business anymore as a laundromat. Okay. The next phone call, so I leave. I can't get in. He has the keys. I think he had changed the locks, which was okay. The next phone call I get is on February 6th, which he says that the leak is a little bit worse.
Well, but we knew there was a leak, so
right.
why, and it wasn't fixed between the 29th and the 6th. Why?
There was a lot of snow in the area, a lot of snow days.
Right.
You couldn't get out.
So February 6th.
Right, so February 6th, he gives me another phone call. So I call my carpenter, who goes to the property. He assesses what he can because there's snow on the roof and everything. And we make an appointment to go the next day, Monday, the 7th, to meet at the property. I arrive at the property, call Tom again, ask him, please, could I have keys to get inside the laundromat at this time? And my carpenter went up. I have pictures to show that we had to take the snow off the roof, the picture of the leak that was there.
And what was it? Was it a roof problem?
It was a roof problem.
Okay, so did he fix it?
The carpenter did not fix it. I had no talkings with Tom or Julio throughout the process. I contacted...
He did or he didn't fix it?
The roof has not been fixed.
No, but why not?
What? Well, because right now I'm in the process of renovating the property.
No, in February, why wasn't it fixed? It's diagnosed, it's a week after the complaint.
I contact my insurance company, who comes out, we make all the assessments, time has passed. At that point, I knew, clearly indicated that they were not paying the rent.
But
for
no,
March.
At that point, they paid the rent, because the point I'm at is February 6th.
February's rent, yes.
So between February 6th and February 28th, the roof was not fixed. And now March has come, and they don't pay March. March is the first time they don't pay.
That is correct.
All right. So what happened between February 6th and February 28th?
That was dealings with the insurance company.
Gentlemen, what's going on? Why is it you wouldn't pay rent or electric bills for your business? Things didn't go so well?
Okay, January the 31st, she came to us with a Central Hudson bill, which is an electric bill.
The electrical bill.
Okay, so when she came into our shop, which is a glass shop, she came in with her son.
Wait. When she came into your shop,
Into our shop.
which is a what?
To talk to us,
The glass
about
shop.
the glass,
Okay.
which is the glass shop. To talk to us about the rent for the laundromat and the electric bill. When she came in there, she came in fire. She didn't come nicely. They jump on us. They jump on him first.
Jump on him?
Yeah, like kind of
Figuratively,
the kind
not-
of language that they were using, and they were going crazy.
What were they
I
saying?
sat on a chair. I said nothing. I was just looking at
What
her.
were they saying?
They were talking about, because when they first came in, they asked about the rent for the laundromat. We said we have that. We had no problem with that. When they mentioned the bill for the electric bill, for the electric, the money for the electric bill, and I tried to explain to her the reason why we couldn't pay that bill. And the reason why was because of the leak on the laundromat. That leak started sometime in December.
When we first moved in, I told her about I told her son.
Can you prove that?
Can
you prove that?
No. I
No.
told George and I told the.
I mean, usually people can prove that through an email, a text, a certified letter, the old-fashioned way.
She's always there. She's always in the property, okay? We have no reason
Watch this. Watch this. Did he say something in December about a leak?
No.
Okay. That's why you do it in writing, but go on.
Not anyway. Then when I got up and said something to her, okay, I'll tell you what. I'll pay you the Central Hudson bill.
The electric bill.
The electric bill. Let me pay for it. But before I finished the sentence, why we didn't have the money to pay the electric bill, she told me to shut up. When she says shut up, I said, well, if you don't want to listen to me, I have no reason to listen to you. So I walk out of the shop through the back door. Her son went around. He follows me back there, and he started wanting me to listen to him, but he didn't want to listen to anything I had to say. He gets into my face.
So if the landlord doesn't stop a leak, can the tenant hire a plumber and take the law basically into the tenant's own hands?
I'd say yeah, because the tenant has the right to be comfortable, so they should take it in their own hands, even if.
What do you think?
Absolutely not. I think the tenant should stay there. The water should pile up. They should not be obligated to fix it. It's completely the landlord.
So you let the water pile up?
Correct.
I agree.
Thanks, George. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay,
Screaming
I don't know
at
what
me.
you're saying. Did he put his hands on your face like you just did?
No.
No, he was
just
close
puts
to
his
you and
face
talking.
into my face.
He invaded your personal space because his face was
Exactly.
close
Too
to your
close
face.
to me, screaming at me.
Okay.
And at that point, he says to them, enough. I don't want none of these problems in here. Please cut it off. And they left. And then that was it. But the problem was that the leak on the laundromat wasn't the way she says it was. That leak started sometime before. At the beginning, when we first rented the laundromat, that leak was very small. And then it kept on getting bigger. And we told her about 3 times about the water leak. She did nothing about it. Now, the laundromat came.
How'd the
The leak came
laundromat
to
do
a
as a
point.
business?
Lousy.
Lousy. And so, as it turns out, you end up just closing down the business because it's not making enough money. Now, this isn't a small hole in the ceiling. This is a significant.
There was a significant amount of
it's
water
not
coming
small,
from the roof
but
on that ceiling.
The lease that you signed would have taken you to what month? That they signed would have taken them
Till the end of March.
to the end of March. The amount you're suing for is the rent for March.
That is correct.
You feel you shouldn't have to pay it because the leak wasn't fixed. She feels that the leak is not the reason why you didn't pay March. It's because you closed down your business and you can't afford it and you're using the leak as an excuse. Have I got it?
No.
Well, no, you disagree.
disagree.
But the
disagree,
fact that you
yeah.
disagree with what she's saying doesn't change that that's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. What's your argument as to the electric bill and the water bill? Because the electric bill and the water bill are from October to February is the water bill, and January to February is the electric bill.
We actually didn't have the money at the time. We said
Okay.
we would take care of it.
So, all right. So there's no dispute about the water bill. And that's $1324.71?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no dispute about the electric bill. And The only thing I'm pondering is March rent. I've got you closing down a business. I think you closed it because it was not profitable. I think you jumped into it too soon. I don't think you closed it because of the leak. I really don't. But I do have a leak. You know, there's another way to do this, and that's immediately stop the leak, pay the couple $1,000 or whatever it's going to cost, couple $100, couple $1,000, I don't care, to stop the leak, and then submit it to your insurance company instead of spending 2 months with a leak. You know, she doesn't have to do it that way. But then she had no sense of urgency. Once you'd already closed down the business, she already had no sense of urgency. But, you know, does that entitle you to pay no rent for March?
We couldn't run a business with the leak. We couldn't run it anymore.
Yeah.
A partial.
See, you could. When a landlord doesn't do what they're supposed to do, you could do it yourself, deduct it from the rent, and then I'd buy it. I'd buy you a lot more if that's what you did. But when you don't do that, I think it might be a little bit of an excuse. In any event, I am going to order you to pay the electric. I'm going to order you to pay the water, and I'm going to provide you with a rent abatement. In other words, I agree with you that you shouldn't have to pay full rent. Okay? And I'm going to order that you pay the plaintiff in this case $2,000. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Here come the defendants out of the courtroom. Come on in here. She didn't collect everything, but she did collect. What's your reaction coming up?
Well, I think it was a little bit unfair, you know, from the part of the judge because she was really, she neglected the building with all the snow and all the...
You think you guys got in a little bit over your head by opening up this laundromat at this time?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Maybe, right? You know, there are expenses, water and power and the economy and everything.
I wish we would have known a little bit more. Maybe we jumped in a little too soon, but I figured that she was the type of person that would have told us everything.
We'll give you an A for effort.
We were already renting from her, so she should have known better, you know?
Okay, you too. Thank you. All right, so come on out. You're quite the real estate mogul, aren't you?
I don't think that.
Gipsy, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what happened in this case? I mean, wouldn't it be better to try to fix the hole and keep your tenant?
Well, I didn't have the full opportunity to mention to the judge that the insurance company, had the tenants remained there, would have paid for their business to be up and running and for all the days that they lost any money, if anything.
Really? Did they know that? Did you tell them that?
The tenant,
Get off of it.
they signed that they...
They obviously didn't know that.
Well, first of all, they had no part of that because the insurance company came afterwards.
So what's happening to the property now?
Right now, it's going to be renovated.
Harvey?
Okay, the judge mentioned repair and deduct. You can do that in many states, but it's dicey because sometimes if you try and deduct too much from your rent, then the landlord can still sue you for non-payment if there's still a certain amount of rent due. So be really careful before you do it.